Rose was targeted by the gangster boss Jack, simply because she unintentionally witnessed the entire robbery he carried out with his accomplices. His accomplice attempted to rape and kill Rose, but at the life-or-death moment, Rose used a gun to kill him in self-defense. Jack, furious that she had killed his partner, filled with hatred, claimed her as his own. Afterward, terrified Rose sought help from her boyfriend David, and the two of them approached the police for assistance. However, Jack had already laid a trap in the shadows. He not only knew their every move, but also kidnapped an officer and brought him before Rose, threatening her viciously. "Don't try to pull any tricks." Rose refused to answer Jack's phone calls, which only enraged him. He threatened her with the life of her sister, forcing her to comply whenever he called. Rose completely broke down and went to the rooftop, contemplating ending everything. Just as she was about to jump, Jack reacted quickly, pulling her back and coldly saying, "I don't want you dead, I just want you to obey me." With that, he forcefully kissed her. Jack ordered Rose to wear a sexy dress and accompany him to a banquet. Her hot figure immediately caught the attention of a lustful rich businessman. He greedily put his arm around her waist, and Jack's eyes turned dark with malice. He kicked the man to the ground and roared, "Dare to make a move on my woman? You're asking for death." Then, he grabbed Rose's hand and stabbed the rich man's eye with a knife, leaving Rose terrified by the bloody scene. Next, Jack dragged Rose into the bathroom, commanding her not to flirt with others. But suddenly, Rose kissed him and provocatively asked, "Are you jealous?" Jack, his secret exposed, became furious. He pulled out a gun and pressed it to her head, snarling, "Shut up." That night, Rose awoke from a nightmare to find Jack standing quietly by her bed. "You're burning with a fever," Jack said softly, handing her a bowl of medicine. Rose coldly replied, "Let my sister go first." After a moment of silence, Jack slowly said, "Drink the medicine, and I'll agree to it." No one expected that Rose's sister managed to escape from Jack. It turned out that Jack's half-brother David had saved her. Rose seized the opportunity to drug Jack, and the two sisters hid at David's house. But they never anticipated that David, who seemed kind, was actually a pervert who preyed on minors. That night, he revealed his true nature and attempted to harm Rose's sister. In a critical moment, Jack stormed in, beat David up, and rescued the sisters. Jack punished Rose by kissing her. This time, Rose didn't resist. She calmly said, "Since I can't escape you, how about we play a game to see who falls in love with the other first?" Jack mocked her for being childish, but Rose grabbed his tie and kissed him again. Jack became intoxicated by it, unable to resist, and ordered her to continue. The next day, Rose surprised Jack by preparing breakfast for him and deliberately asked him to help tie her apron. Jack was taken aback by her sudden change. After the meal, Rose lingered on Jack, secretly snapping a photo of the two of them together. Jack tried to grab the phone and delete the picture, but Rose kissed him on the lips first. That kiss completely captivated Jack, and he pulled her into an intense embrace. In a good mood, Jack allowed Rose to go out to see her sister, warning her to return before 8 p.m. However, she didn't come back until the early hours. Jack was furious and was about to confront her, but Rose explained, "I want to pick out your birthday gift." She angrily threw the gift into the trash. Realizing his mistake, Jack quickly retrieved the gift from the trash can and whispered, "I really like it. Thank you." Rose held a warm birthday party for Jack, and it was the first time he felt the warmth of a home. He closed his eyes and made a wish. "If everything she does is a lie, then I hope she'll lie to me for the rest of my life." He then presented Rose with a gift, a 24K gold and diamond bracelet. Rose laughed at his taste, but still happily let him put the bracelet on her. However, their brief moment of warmth didn't last long. Jack severely punished the underling who had been watching over Rose just because she had gotten too close to her. Rose teased him, saying he was jealous, and promised to only be close to him in the future. Jack gently kissed her neck and said, "Don't leave me. I would do anything for you." Rose looked at him with confusion, not understanding why he was so obsessed with her. It wasn't until Jack revealed that he had once been a starving orphan, and it was Rose who had saved him by giving him a piece of candy that he almost died without, that Rose was stunned, and mixed emotions flooded her heart. But still, she ran away. Taking advantage of Jack's absence, She secretly took her sister and boarded a cross-border bus, yearning for freedom more than Jack's love. Yet, Jack appeared like a ghost beside her. He angrily punished her with a kiss, and Rose, furious, slapped him across the face. Jack demanded, "Didn't you want me to fall in love with you? Why are you running away?" Rose coldly replied, "You don't understand love. Then teach me, until I learn that." Jack commanded coldly, before tossing her onto the bed and fiercely kissing her. Rose desperately fought back, pulling out a dagger in an attempt to end it all. This infuriated Jack, who grabbed a belt and tied her hands, taking her in a brutal act of possession. Desperate, Rose chose to commit suicide, which terrified Jack. To comfort her, he sent a female subordinate to speak with her. The subordinate quietly handed Rose a notebook with a message from her boyfriend David. The police were closing in on Jack, and rescue was near. This reignited hope in Rose's heart. Rose proposed to join Jack's criminal enterprise, and Jack readily agreed. But the gang members were suspicious of her. Rose dared them to a life-or-death gamble, one gun with a single bullet, taking turns shooting to see who would die first. Her fearless act silenced everyone, and Jack, watching her, was filled with admiration. He couldn't help but kiss her lips. David suddenly appeared to find Rose. She panicked and urged him to leave quickly, but Jack noticed. Consumed by jealousy, he grabbed Rose from David and began passionately kissing her in front of him. Seeing the despair on Rose's face, Jack panicked. Rose seized the opportunity to have David escape with evidence of Jack's crimes. Jack, enraged, ordered his men to kill David. Before he died, David passed the evidence to the police. At this point, Rose discovered she was pregnant. Jack was overjoyed and swore to give the child the best of everything, imagining a happy family of 3. However, Rose's sister, in an attempt to help her sister escape, tried to kill Jack with a knife. His men shot and killed her in the process. Rose's hatred for Jack deepened as she watched her sister's video, tears streaming down her face as she vowed revenge on Jack. Jack's empire began to unravel, and the gang members suspected Rose of sabotaging him. But Jack paid no attention. Rose deliberately provoked David's anger and had Jack kill him, which made the gang members even more dissatisfied. But Jack only cared about Rose staying by his side, so he proposed to her. While trying on wedding dresses, a female subordinate secretly informed Rose that the police would raid the wedding tomorrow. But Jack, lost in his joy, was unaware of this. That night, Jack sensed something was wrong and hurriedly took Rose on the run, but Rose refused. Jack, desperately humble, took out a ring and begged, "Give me a chance. I truly love you." However, the deaths of her boyfriend and sister made it impossible for Rose to accept his love, and she cruelly rejected him. Jack, furious, pointed a gun at her and demanded, "Did you ever love me?" After receiving a negative response, he was shot dead by the police when they arrived. Looking at the dead Jack, Rose felt an immediate emptiness inside her. After everything settled, she said goodbye to her friends and prepared to leave the heartbreaking city. Just then, a familiar figure appeared, its silhouette eerily resembling Jack's. Rose instantly felt anxious. Do you think Jack should die or be revived? Please leave a comment below.